So a double-terminated clear quartz crystal is one of the tools you can use when you're doing an entity extraction. It just so happened that they had one that was patterned after a vogel-cut crystal. A vogel-cut is a very precise method of cutting crystals that was developed by Marcel Vogel. And he sells a lot of his crystals to the military, so that should kind of give you an idea of how powerful his crystals are. Now, I hadn't gotten a chance to use the crystal, but I took it with me to Peru because I figured, it'd be a great way to charge up the crystal, with this kind of energy. While we were traveling with the shaman, he started doing an extraction, and so what he was doing was he was sucking the entity like out of her third eye area, and when he was done with her, he had his apprentice cleanse him, and after that we went back to the van. But when we were in the van, it became obvious that the entity was still attached to him. But I had the crystal on me. I wore it every day. So I was like, well, that's what I bought the crystal for. So I offered it. So he took it. He didn't even take it out of the pouch. He touched his stomach with it for a few seconds, and then he gave it back to me, and he just said, oh, very powerful, very powerful. So technically, I didn't really know how powerful it was because I hadn't used it yet. So, for me, it was still a great way to, break in the crystal. If the shaman could clear an entity from himself using it, I'm thinking, all right, the crystal has baptized, So fast forward a couple months later, we're having the shamanic journeying and healing workshop that afternoon. So as you remember, everybody was journeying. We had the drumming and the rattle playing while people were journeying on their own, and I went around to each one healing them. And then when I got to you, I started scanning you, and then I could feel in the stomach that there was some energy there, and I put the crystal there, and immediately whatever was there just kind of like jumped up and started squirming around.
Yeah, it moved, which wasn't what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting, yes, I know, that crystal feel and all of that, but I wasn't expecting to feel something move around inside me. And that really, 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 it scared me. It scared me. Because my thought was, how long has this damn thing been in here? And what else is inside me that I didn't know about and I didn't want to know,
What's so funny, I was thinking the same thing.
It was like if I had a baby inside me and it kicked me. That's what it felt like. As if, it like it was sitting comfortably, and whatever you did, it caused it discomfort, and it got up and it moved. It moved from where it was sitting, and I have never felt anything moving inside me before.
Yeah, that was definitely a very different kind of entity than I've experienced in the past, because I worked on other people who also had things attached to them, but whatever it is you had was definitely much more dense. A lot of the other ones I've seen, and that was the other thing about that one, usually I see them first, but this one I didn't see it. I felt something was there, but to me it seemed like it was so, when it finally jumped up, that it must have been so deeply buried, so to speak.
Been there so long.
It was kind of hidden, Yeah,
it's been there so long that, and I didn't know about it. I'm accustomed to feeling this way, and, since I was a kid. I didn't know that this thing was in me. And that's what got me was, how could you not know that you had this thing inside you? Because when it moved, it moved. I mean, it was moving muscles, you know. I could feel it moving through the tissue, through the stomach.
Yeah,
you know?
I felt that too.
And I've never had anything like that happen to me before, you know. And that's what this was like, you know. Suddenly, you touched me with this crystal, and my hump fell off and runs away, you know. And now it's like, what is that? I didn't know it was sitting there, but like when you touched me, and it got up and moved around to the side. It got up and it moved, and that's what got me, was that it was just sitting there like it was part of me all along, like it was a natural organ or something. You know,
wow.
I don't know what it was. I can tell you that. And I don't know what it, you know, I don't think it belonged there, really.
Right.
Because it shouldn't have moved.
Right. Well, interesting, wherever it disappeared to, because I remember I had put my hand, my free hand on your back.
That's right.
And then it had come back around towards the front. And what it felt like to me, it was like, okay, well, it was trying to run away from my other hand that was on your back, and it tried to run past where I had the crystal in my other hand still on your stomach. And the minute it did that, it's like the crystal went and just sucked it right up.
Yep. Because I never felt it again. It was so fast.
Yeah. Right as it was going in, you know, finishing, I could feel the tail. And then that's when I yanked the crystal away and put the crystal in the fire to clean it.
That was also where I heard the drums calling me by name.
Oh, that's when you heard that?
Yeah, remember I was saying because that was with the drumming's going.
Right.
And I was saying it's like, because I was surprised that you were doing some of the drumming, remember? And I said, because I'm listening to like part of it, and I'm like, damn, she's good, you know. But then I'm hearing this like, it's not like the drum doing it, but it's like you know, the room is big, so you get a kind of an echo back.
Right.
But in the echo, and it was like between the echo and the actual drum beat, I'm hearing posy, 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 posy. It went from regular drumming to just emphasizing on my name. But like I said, that was a powerful experience.